Writer's block, one of the strangest and most mysterious phenomena facing writers and their work, yet it always seems to seep its way into every single project. I'm even facing it while writing the script for this YouTube video. Surely that means that it must be an important thing for us to understand as writers, something to address and see where it's coming from, how it's working and how we can deal with it, but it's never that simple. It can bring up so many obstacles that it feels like there is no solution. Come on, mind, just think, just write something, just do it, and it doesn't. So why even try? But you can't go there. This is something that must be overcome because your work depends on it. So how do we not let this thing stop us from doing the work? Well, first let's define writer's block. Like I said, it's mysterious. You can't really pin it down to something. But in my experience, I would define it as the feeling that you can't write anything of value, anything worth putting down on paper or laptop. No ideas are coming. Writer's block is what blocks your writing, and it's different for everyone. There's no one single thing that's doing the blocking. I have my writer's block and you have yours. And that's the most important thing about writer's block, is that it is never just one thing. It is anything that comes between you and your writing, that comes between you and your creativity. This is important because writer's block will adapt itself to you and your mind and your beliefs, almost like it's on a mission. You could see writer's block as this thing that author Steven Pressfield calls resistance. Author of this book called Put Your Ass Where Your Heart Wants to Be, incredible book, which is this concept of a force that never fails to find its way into your work. And the question isn't whether or not it'll get to you, the question is whether or not you will overcome it. So then how do we equip ourselves against this force that just pops up everywhere? Well, we first need to understand that, like I said before, it's a feeling. So it's coming from somewhere within. Strange and mysterious as writer's block may be, it's not a total mystery. Let's look at writer's block as something uncanny. Definition of uncanny being strange or mysterious, especially in an unsettling way. And for those of you who have fought your battles with writer's block, you know exactly how it's unsettling. So it's strange and mysterious, but it's more like how Sigmund Freud, the founder of psychoanalysis, describes the uncanny, which is the frightening which leads back to what is known of old and long familiar. It's a feeling produced by a part of us that's within, that has history. It's not totally unknown. It probably got to us externally, like some shameful experience that you had as a kid that made you believe that all of your work was trash, and now there's this voice in your head telling you that you can't make anything good. Could be and probably is this external event, but now it's taken on an internal form. And so understanding this is important because now we know that writer's block is internal, and now we know that we have to get out of our own way. If it's coming from within, then we have the power to stop it. We have the power to overcome it. It's not a mysterious parasite from another world that's coming to hack itself into your work. It's something manageable. So let's get into some ways that you can deal with this writer's block, because we need to deal with this. If you let writer's block stop you, then you're settling in the comfort zone. And we all know that growth and evolution, true growth, true evolution, require you to step out of this zone. And remember that it's a feeling. It's not actually real. Right? It's an illusion. The voice that's telling you that you can't write anything can be proven wrong in a second if you just write the word hello. And that might sound silly, but it leads me into my first method, which is force it to happen. Next time you're in the flow of your work or you're about to begin and you get this writer's block, force yourself to write anything. Bad as it may be, get it down on paper or laptop. Don't give in to that feeling or voice. I'll use a common example. Imagine it like two wolves. One wolf is telling you to stop writing and the other one is telling you to keep going. Whichever one you feed is the one that's going to get stronger. And so in that moment, you have to make an important decision. And this is not when you're writing and you want to take a moment to look things over or you're just choosing to write. This is when you're stopping because that voice is coming, that writer's block is coming. And you know exactly what I'm talking about. You know deep down inside when it's that feeling that's telling you that you can't write anything or you can't write anything good, but you need to keep writing. And this is especially for those of you, myself included, who have not been working on things for months or years because of this. Like that project idea in your head that you haven't started because you feel like you can't do it, that's writer's block. No more feeding that wolf. It doesn't have to be perfect. You can rewrite it later, but first you have to get it down. So what does this look like? You're writing your script in a flow state and then a voice comes and tells you, yo, this is not good. You should totally stop writing right now. And you don't listen. You keep going. This looks like you're not even starting because you don't have the feeling of confidence, but then you decide to write anyway. This also looks like this. Try this out. If you're writing and suddenly a feeling comes to you that you can't continue or nothing is coming to mind at all, do a quick 5-minute session of stream of conscious writing on another paper or another doc. And this is where you write whatever comes to mind and you don't stop writing, even if it's the words I don't know what to write over and over again. Anything goes, and it doesn't have to be about your story that you're working on, but it can be. Maybe you're doing a stream of conscious writing and then you start exploring this idea in your story and you're just brainstorming great stuff for your script or your story, whatever you're working on. And so there, boom, That's what stream of conscious writing can do. But mainly it's to get the gears turning. So you do this 5-minute session and then you return back to your work. Sometimes all you need is that boost, is that twist of the gears. Implement stream of conscious writing into your routine. Do it every day. Do it in the morning for 20 minutes after you wake up. I'll talk more about this in this video. If you know about me and my content, I'm all about journaling and stream of conscious writing, because these are the things that brings you closer to the thing that Stephen Pressfield actually calls the muse, which is the inner voice, the intuition, the soul, the thing channeling your art. And the more you feed that wolf, the better you'll deal with writer's block. Remember that this is all within. You have the power to do this from within. The next method that you should do is take space. Now, like I said, you can always come back and rewrite it later once you take some space. You write it down once and you come back to it later, but in order to come back to it later, you have to get it down on paper. So follow that first thing of forcing yourself to just get it done. And then, like a painter stepping back from their canvas, you look at everything from a bigger picture. And once you do that, well, now you know so much more. You can have totally different feelings and thoughts towards things that you were not expecting at all. The song that I'm working on right now, I recorded the vocals and then I just did not like them at all. I was just not a huge fan of them. It just wasn't resonating. And then I took space for a few days, and then when I came back to it, I was in actual shock. I actually wrote down in my journal, I was like, wow, these vocals are actually great. And it perfectly aligns with the vision for the song that I'm trying to make. And never before had the power of taking space stood out to me so much. And now it's an essential part of my creative process. So don't let writer's block stop you from doing something. First, just do it, and then you can take the space when you want to. Don't take the space or don't not do the work because of writer's block. Only stop working when you consciously want to. Put writer's block in its place. You get to decide when you want to work, not writer's block. And finally, refill the well. Many times it really is something that is deep and blocking your creative energy. And writer's block is just one of the many symptoms that happens when that's the case. And so this is the time to refill your creative well. You need to do things that replenish and nourish your creative spirit. Listen to music and just listen to it, not while you're showering or doing something else. I mean, you can, but have more intention. Paint, cook a meal, read a book, go outside, journal, meditate, go for a walk. Do something sensory. Return to your senses, especially, I know, with my generation and the world that we live in. We have a lot of temptations. We have a lot of stimulation at every disposal. But in an age of conveniency, when you make hard decisions, you choose to focus more on healthy input that will be heavily rewarded. So come back to yourself, center yourself, and actually be conscious about your habits. And be honest with yourself. Ask yourself, what is supporting, promoting my creative energy, and what is hurting it? I expand more on this in this video, but the basic idea is that you can't make withdrawals from a bank that you don't make deposits into. Do something for healthy input so that you can have more output. I mean, we all want to create more, but it's about that source and about maintaining that source, that well. It's all about energy. Where is it coming from? How are you taking care of this source? The more you take care of it, the better it will serve you, and the better you'll be to face writer's block. And with all of these ways, the thing that I preach the most is intuition. There's no right or wrong. You do what feels best. The methods here in this video that resonate deep down to your soul, the ones that you feel, those are the ones to take note of. And whatever it is, decide in the direction of overcoming that writer's block. Remember that this is a feeling, and your mind, your soul, so much more powerful than that feeling. You need to write in the face of writer's block. Don't settle in that comfort zone. You don't need permission to write. Don't propagate this idea that writing is some kind of work where the power to do it is outside of your control, and so you have to wait for that to come to you to give you the confidence to do it. No. Don't think that way. Don't wait for it, or else you'll be waiting forever. I have many projects of my own, my music, my films, my feature scripts. There's a lot to do, and there's a lot that I want to do, that if I just let writer's block stop me, I mean, it's just not an option, and it should not be an option for you as well. Tell yourself, I know I'll get there. I know I'll get there. Just keep going. Just keep swimming. Feel your way through this process, and you'll begin to trust yourself more as an artist as you go through this process, as you feel what's right and what's best for your art. It's the artist's journey, and writer's block is not going anywhere, but you are, and you will keep evolving. Thank you so much for watching this video. Subscribe for more videos like these. I'm here to help you guys with creativity. If you're an artist, chasing your dreams, all that stuff, journaling, stream of conscious, I love all that stuff. So yeah, I hope something resonated from this video. Peace. Wow, before I started filming this video, something just crashed down from my desk. Take it as a sign, because this book crashed down, Stephen Pressfield, and I was going to mention him in the video. Oh, there's a coin in my raisins.